One more thing on this LAFC Houston Dynamo Western Conference final. The fans hurt. LAFC's supporters group, the famed 3252, set off multiple flares pregame. Actually, it caused the start of the match to be delayed by a few minutes. And this is problematic because according to the MLS Fan Code of Conduct, possession of an unauthorized pyrotechnic device is prohibited. Fans across MLS are crying foul, having themselves been punished in part for similar incidents. Herc, are you cool with the pyro that we saw at the bank?
I am cool with it. Let me tell you why.
Can we call it the bank anymore?
I'm sorry?
Can we still call it the bank?
Yeah, because BMO's a bank. You can still call it the bank. I'm cool with it. Let me tell you why, okay? Visually, it is stunning. And I hope more...
Oh, really?
I hope more venues...
Ask the commentators that were trying to broadcast the game.
I don't care about the commentators. I don't care about the commentators. You know, I care about the visual product. It looks stunning. It looks like a proper footballing culture. Now, if you're upset at this as a supporter of another group, be upset at your team. Be upset at the league. Don't be upset at LAFC and their fan base, who may get fined and suspended, but will have to deal with that fine and suspension. And maybe their own ownership group is going to be like, you know what? We got this. We will take care of this. No problem. Don't be mad at the player here. I love that fan bases are trying to, and let me start by saying this, responsibly change what the culture looks like. There's safety issues here. If you're trained and you're responsible and you can do it, because there are certain sections around the world where they have people who are trained for this, more power to you. But these other fan bases that are upset, don't get upset at LAFC. Get upset at your team. Get upset at your venue. Get upset at the league. Now, if LAFC supporter group are going to pay the fine, or their ownership will front the bill for the fine, this is like Jordan getting fined for wearing red shoes.
I think what fans across the league have an issue with is that sometimes the league goes as far with the LAFC flares as to promote it instead of punishing it when we see it punished almost everywhere else in the league. If you remember, what was it, MLS Cup last year? There were flares there by LAFC fans. The league put images of that up on the website, and they had to quickly backpedal because you can't promote something that you're punishing. The same thing happened, I don't know if you remember this, in the CONCACAF Champions League final at home. And Don Garber actually tweeted out a picture of the flares, and then he had to tweet out a picture of just smoke, because you can't go out and be like, hey, this is a thing we're going to punish, but we're going to use it in all of our promotional materials. I think that's the complaint from the fans. It's great for atmosphere. You're right. It's a good visual. It's good, but you have to have rules. And if you're telling fans across the league that they can't use flares, and then LAFC does it, and we hear about a slap on the wrist in a few months, and then we see the video on the MLS website, I think that's the problem, Herc. And that's something that's happened around this league for a long time. MLS has a lot of rules in place, and then people break those rules. And this goes back to like the Timbers Army, you remember 2012, almost over a decade ago. And then MLS promotes that clip of the Timbers Army setting off flares. It's in the ESPN promo. Well, what is it? Is it something the league wants to highlight and have, or is it something that the league is trying to suppress? Someone somewhere needs to take that call.
Well, Sebi wants to throw the book at LAFC. I got you.
Oh, come on, you and your LA Galaxy ways.